Good evening, my wonderful people. As I prepare in this section to give you a breakdown summary of what happened today at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja, being the 8th of May, 2023, the much awaited day for all Nigerians, all lovers of democracy in this nation. I wish to remind you that His Excellency Peter Obi and Baba Ahmed Dati actually won this presidential election. And before I go further, I wish to remind you, in this section, I wish to remind you also that Peter Obi and Baba Ahmed Dati, as well as Labour Party, actually has a very strong case at the tribunal. And that is why a lot of Nigerians, both prophets, both pastors, and both reverend fathers have come out to pray for justice. And not only praying for justice in Nigeria, they have specifically prayed for Mr. Peter Obi and Baba Ahmed Dati. While I also join my voice to pray for justice to prevail, I wish to also remind you that it is crystal clear in the Nigeria of today that Peter Obi and Baba Ahmed actually won this election. I am not making this up. I am not saying this. Even Governor of Rivers State, Wike, actually made this pronouncement by himself, that the hero of this election is Peter Obi, even though he has not been pronounced the winner, but the law will take its course. Before we go further to see the summary of the course, the pre-hearing today at the tribunal, I want you to watch the video where Governor Wike made this pronouncement, and I'll be right back.
The hero of this election, whether you like him or not like him, is Obi. The hero of this election is who? Obi. Listen. I'm not saying, hold on. I'm not saying it to make you happy. Listen, are you hear me? I'm not saying it to make you happy. I'm saying the truth and nothing but the truth. He may not have been pronounced as the winner, no problem. The law will take its
I'm sure you have seen that confessional statement from Nyesom Wike. You know, one thing is very certain in life. No matter how much smart you claim to be, no matter how much you try to confuse or deceive the people, the truth will always try to come out from your conscious or your subconscious mind, even without you knowing them. And that is why a lot of Nigerians are really very interested in this tribunal, praying and hoping that Peter Obi and Baba Ahmed Dati will reclaim their stolen mandate. Before we progress further into what happened today at the tribunal, I wish to also remind you that what is available today in our headquarters, reaching my office, is that Labour Party, in all sincerity, won Rivers State with a landslide number, more than the INEC have actually announced. You know that INEC announced that the APC won Rivers State. That was not correct. On the screen, as you can see, is the Rivers State result, showing that Labour Party actually claimed 326,812 votes, while PDP got 87,296 votes, and APC 145,505, while NMPP got 4,535. That is the result from Rivers State. Now, let's get strictly to the tribunal. What happened today at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal? The first case to be heard today at the tribunal is AA, Action Alliance versus INEC, APC and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Council of AA is present by Barrister Adekunle Omoaje. INEC is represented by Barrister May, who is a director in INEC. Barrister Lalung Plateau claimed to be representing Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his case, although, like I've given you before in my previous update, that the lead counsel of the panel of judges, Justice Haruna, declined that offer, saying that the governor of Plateau State, Governor Lalung, will not represent Tinubu, that Tinubu is not a corporation. So, the judges had told Lalung that he cannot represent Tinubu because you cannot represent an individual, and as a lawyer, you should know that. So, Lalung has stated that he would now represent APC. So going further, two different lawyers said that they are representing AA party. One lawyer said he doesn't know who the second lawyer is. They are now dragging on who is representing AA. Lawyer 1 said lawyer 2 is representing people who are not even members of the party. Wahala. This is problem. The tribunal has now withdrawn the case between AA versus INEC, APC and Tinubu, as both of the lawyers stated they want to withdraw the case. Second hearing before the Peter Obi's case is APM versus INEC, APC and Tinubu. The second case is taking time. They are currently ensuring all parties have submitted their replies. APC lawyers stated during the adoption that they have filed all their replies, and for now we have nothing to hide. Most people here are already tired. Some are hungry. The second case has been adjourned to 10th of May. Up next is Peter Obi and Labour Party versus INEC, APC, Tinubu and Shettima. Peter Obi and Labour Party's case has now been called. Peter Obi is representing himself. National Publicity Secretary Obiora Ifo is representing Labour Party. INEC National Commissioner and Chair Legal Services, Mrs. May, is representing INEC. Peter Obi and Labour Party's case has now been called, like I pointed out earlier. National Governor Simon Lalong Plateau is representing APC. Appearances: Senator Livia Oku is representing Peter Obi and Labour Party. Other council's reps: first respondent, which is INEC. Senior advocate Mahmood is the lead counsel. Second and third respondent APC and Tinubu, and San F.O. Fagboni. Guess what San Owonikoko? I guess that San Owonikoko is representing APC, the same lawyer who represented Sawolu and Lagos State during the Lekki massacre. This is really interesting time. Labour Party and Peter Obi brought their lead counsel, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Levy, stated that he filed a reply on 22nd of April 2023 and he has adopted the responses thereon. Labour Party and Peter Obi, the case of Peter Obi versus INEC, the case of Peter Obi and Labour Party versus INEC, APC, Tinubu and Shettima has now been adjourned to 2 p.m. Wednesday, 10th May 2023. The judges have appreciated everyone. For the benefit of doubt and for all those who are carrying propaganda online saying that the court dismissed the petitions of AA party, no, that is not correct. The AA party, like I pointed out, happily withdrew their petition. Well, I cannot say exactly what prompted the withdrawal of the case, even though it was clear that both lawyers representing AA party were having controversy within the courtroom, as one of the lawyers said he does not know who the other lawyer is, and the other one says, I also do not know who you are. One of the interesting things that happened during this pre-hearing exercise, the Presidential Election Petition Court, PEPC, sitting in Abuja, has asked all lawyers representing all petitioners to avoid unnecessary technicalities and address the substance of their petitions. The five-member panel with Justice Haruna Samani as chairman said this at the inaugural sitting of the panel. The five-member panel with Justice Haruna Sami as chairman said this at the inaugural sitting of the panel. The panel started sitting on Monday, like I pointed out, to hear petitions filed by aggrieved presidential aspirant against the declaration of Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president-elect. Other members of the panel are Justice Stephen Ada, Justice Misitura Bolaji Yusuf, Justice Bolo Kuromo Ugo, and Justice Abba Mohammed. In his opening speech, Justice Samani urged lawyers not to engage in unnecessary technicalities, as such could cause delays in the expeditious hearing of the petition. Election is time-bound. Let us not waste unnecessary time. Let us cooperate with each other so that everyone will leave here satisfied. Avoid unnecessary technicalities. We are determined to look at all the matters brought before us. Let us look at what is good for our country and avoid time-wasting applications, he said. He said that there were 5 petitions, and the first 3 petitions will be heard on Monday, which is today, while the last 2 would be heard on Tuesday. Representing Mr. Wole Olanibeku, senior advocate of Nigeria, said that as lawyers, they were bound by the law and would adhere strictly to the rule of law throughout the proceedings. Olanibeku gave the assurance that the lawyers would give their full support to the court. Other senior advocates also agreed with Olanibeku, while the judges went on recess after the opening to prepare to hear the petitions. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, walked into the courtroom and exchanged pleasantries with lawyers and litigants in court. Okute Ndibo. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, declared the Tinubu winner of the February 25 presidential election. Dissatisfied with the announcement, the candidate of the Labour Party, the People's Democratic Party, and others dragged the commission, the APC, and Tinubu to court, challenging this victory. Dissatisfied with the announcement, members of the Presidential Election Petition Court would adjudicate on all petitions filed against the declaration of Tinubu and APC as winners of the disputed 2023 election. Now, let us quickly look at some of the comments from notable Nigerians. This is coming from Alakowe. The starting day to recover people's mandate from your principal. Get your popcorn and watch. This notable Nigeria is making this statement to APC people. Another person from Others Baby, even though we all know the election was rigged, Ken Ehi said, we can only agree that election is time bound and we cooperate with each other. Only if you guys confess and agree that yes, we APC rigged the 2023 presidential election. Another person wrote, we can only agree that election is time bound and we cooperate with each other if only you guys will confess and agree that the election, yes, APC rigged the 2023 presidential election. Then we won't waste each other's time. We would all accept and move on. Another person from Socrates wrote, avoid technicalities in the sense that once the evidence of Tinubu drug conviction in US comes up, no need to argue. Same with his fraudulent age and academic certificate. Another person wrote, Eyo Onishi, the most important is to get enough evidence to prove that Peter Obi won the presidential election, not to rely on their assurance which INEC used to deceive Nigerians. Remember how INEC chairman assured us of free, fair, credible, but delivered worst election in the history of the country. Another person wrote, Ancient of Days, we are here with a lot of evidence, no slacking, Peter Obi is coming. Another person wrote, Peter Obi is the people's choice, Peter Obi all the way. Another person wrote, the end of Bayo's dream to become Minister of Information and SSA on media under Tinubu administration begins today. Another person wrote, your lies will destroy APC. Just watch judiciary. APC cannot stand the day one at the tribunal. It is only on Twitter you spread fake news to your likes. Another person wrote, Godfrey, why are you so afraid and scared? Sir, we are in court. Please keep quiet and stop making noise. Anyway, Peter Obi won the 2023 presidential election. With the comment flowing in from Nigerians, both notable and unpopular Nigerians, it is evident that Peter Obi remains the people's choice in the just concluded election and as such, outrightly won the election from all indications. However, let us all keep our fingers crossed as we continue to pray the Almighty God that the justice and the judges will give the best of just judgment that will reflect the mandate of the people. God bless you, and I hope you join us again in the next episode of this broadcast on the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. God bless you. One of the notable lawyers also present at the Petition Tribunal was Kenneth Okonkwo. Kenneth Okonkwo tweeted after he joined other senior advocate of Nigeria at the court. He said, I bring you greetings from the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, sitting at the COA with love. We have commenced the legal fireworks at the tribunal. We are representing His Excellency, Peter Obi. We are in high spirit, relying on your prayers to succeed by the grace of God. Drop a prayer for Peter Obi, drop a prayer for Labour Party, and drop a prayer for the good people of Nigeria. God bless you.